Lomo, here we go. It looks like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. And we're going to be off here, and hopefully we can catch the colors quickly enough as they come up. So, playing for Sparkies, we're going to have orange and brown. So let's look out for orange and brown to be one team, and then yellow and blue are going to be the other team. So it looks like, I can't really tell on the screen. Okay, here's blue at 6 o'clock, and I don't have the names in front of me. This is Rumble, I think, right?
I don't think Rumble is playing in this. I think it's S2 playing for SKT1.
Okay,
but
my bad.
Orange is
Rumble
screwed, by the way.
in the second 2v2. This is
Orange
S2 for SKT1 and Flower and Spear for OGN.
Yeah, so it looks like SKT1, their team is actually at 6 o'clock and 5 o'clock, so they're going to be pretty near to each other. They're going to be able to take the middle, and it looks like OGN's Zerg is kind of stuck up in the top left corner. That might be a little bit of a disadvantage. It's going to be a farther distance for him to get his troops in there, especially if they decide to rush this 3 o'clock spot. And again, I don't have the names in front of me, so you guys are going to have to go and let me know who is who exactly.
Yeah, so for SKT1, again, just to reiterate, we've got MuJuk and S2, and for OGN, we've got Flower and Spear. And what that means in real terms is blue is S2, or sorry, blue is, I'm getting the name
is S2,
again.
Blue is S2.
Blue is S2, right, and yellow is MuJuk, and Flower is orange, and Spear, or sorry, Flower is brown, and Spear is orange. So, just to clarify that again, we've got Flower in brown at the 11 o'clock position of the map, top left-hand corner. We've got his ally, who is Spear in orange, playing Protoss at the 3 o'clock position, and then at the bottom, at the 6 o'clock and the 5 o'clock positions, we've got the SKT1 team in MuJuk and S2 being blue Zerg. So that's the problem I have with 2v2, is it takes about 10 minutes literally just to figure out who everyone is. But yeah, orange to me does seem to be not in a great position, and this is the unfortunate thing with hunters, and starting positions can play such a huge role. I think they would almost be better pre-deciding if they made this map to have only 4 starting positions, top left, top right, bottom left, bottom right. That way you would get a more even spread. You've got 3 gateways going up now for orange, I believe that's Spear putting up his 3rd gateway, and we've only got, so I think that's actually a good move by him, because I think he realizes he's isolated from his teammate, and that's why he's put up the extra gateway to allow him to hold off any sort of early rush. And it looks like we are going to see a melee ensuing in the middle of the map. We're seeing Zerglings popping out. It looks like Brown hasn't produced any Zerglings, so S2 hasn't produced any Zerglings thus. Sorry, I'm getting all the names mixed up again, so I'm going to hand off to Psionic.
All right, so we have Flower in the top left. He has like just 6 Zerglings, but we can see that S2 he's just pumping out the Zerglings like crazy. And of course we have MuJuk. He's just producing and now putting a forward pylon at Spear's base. And Spear, he's probably seen this, but I'm wondering if MuJuk is going to go for cannons and try to offensive cannon in Spear so they can harass Flower in the top left-hand corner. But of course you got S2 going in harassing probes inside of Spear's base. Spear just trying to get in there and try to repulse those. And the cannons are going down for MuJuk. MuJuk is going to cannon in Spear, and Spear is going to be totally cut off from his ally, and that's going to allow the SK team to be able to pick off Flower in the top left-hand corner. Flower's going to be completely cut off from his opponent. Both OGN players are going to be cut off because of those cannons going up in the middle of the map. And this is a great move by MuJuk, just canning in. And you can see now that Spear, he's trying to move out with his zealots. He's bringing probes out the line. He's going to try to break this contain. SKT1 does not have enough forces there. And of course, S2 did not bring his Zerglings in to help support that battle. And now we can see that Flower coming in from behind with his Zerglings. They're going to be able to completely break this blockade. The cannon just came up just a little bit too late. And now SKT1 is in a lot of trouble here. You see that MuJuk has lost a lot of zealots. He's fleeing back to his gateways. He's going to try to hold up the gateways, but that's going to leave his ally S2 completely open to a counterattack. This is looking very bad for SKT1 right now.
Right, and real quick, I do apologize. It looks like my stream might be a second or 2 off of there, so I apologize if I'm saying something at a different time. But this is looking terrible. It looks like that 3rd gateway really paid off for Spear. He was able to put out a few more zealots, bringing off the probes as well. Was able to just completely overwhelm that force there that was trying to contain him there. And luckily, Flower sent out enough Zerglings that he was able to occupy S2 as well, and just basically completely nullified that. Now they're going to be able to go on the offensive here. He's trying to put up cannons at his choke point to try and hold this off again. He really needed those cannons a long time ago behind those gateways, because that's the whole point of having a blockade of gateways, is you have something that can fire from behind it. Not having anything behind it to fire from behind means that the gateways just get picked off, and both of his gateways have been picked off. Another gateway morph again, but right as the Zealots are coming in, they're going to be able to attack the cannon. That gateway may have delayed him a little bit though, because it's going to stop him for just a moment from getting a surround on that cannon. But the cannon is down, the gateway's going to go down as well, and now Flower putting pressure on with his Zerglings as well, pushing S2 slowly back into his base. A lot of Zerg versus Zerg sort of maneuvering going on there, and he's going to have to fall back. It looks like S2 was able to buy enough time for those sunken colonies to come up, and that's going to help him stay in the game for the moment. But now they're basically on the defensive. Now OGN is going to be able to contain them in turn, and a lot of Zerglings coming out for S2 though, and whoa, somehow Flower managed to come out way on top there. Definite advantage for SKT here.
Yeah, OGN, I think.
I'm sorry for OGN. I got confused again.
Yeah. It gets very easy to get confusing, especially when you don't know the players beforehand, and you have to. You don't. I mean, if there were players we knew, it would be much easier. But anyway, it's not time to whine and complain. But that's what happens when you commit yourself to this kind of strategy, as SKT1 decided to try and get the block off on Spear. And Spear, precognizant, knew exactly what was coming. He knew that he was going to be the one under pressure early on. That's why he had the 3 gateways and committed himself to that build, and that's what allowed him obviously to survive that. And once obviously they'd broken and contained, there was going to be no way back for the opponents. And just getting a few Zerglings in to try and harass Flower in his main, I don't think it's going to be very effective. This is just desperation last ditch to stop, even if he does a little bit of damage to the economy, because essentially this is almost now pretty much a 2v1 game. We're seeing Yellow die at the bottom left-hand corner of the map, so he's pretty much finished, which means it's just OGN versus S2, and I don't think S2 is going to hold up for very long. So it looks like OGN are going to take the 2-1 lead in this playoffs. In these playoffs.
Wow, just amazing ability by Flower just to produce a massive amount of Zerglings at just the right time. It just seems like he didn't have that many Zerglings in the early game, because he went for that slightly faster second hatchery, and that really paid off for him and Spear. And obviously because Spear went for that 3 gateways, they just had a ton of troops at the right critical time to go in and take down that cannon containment just as those cannons were coming online. And now you can see both Spear and Flower coming in. They're going to start harassing S2. S2 trying to basically, he's trying to get an evolution chamber in front of his Sunkens. He's trying to keep his Zerglings in between the Zealots and the Sunken colonies. But now you can see Flower going in. He's going to pick off that spawning pool. If he can pick off that spawning pool, that's really going to be GG for S2, because that means and that spawning pool is going to get picked off. And now S2 is completely done for. More Zerglings coming in, more Zealots coming in, and we see Spear just putting in the Nexus inside of S2's base just to rub it in his face. Oh my goodness, and GG's.
Wow,
SKT1.
that was amazing. Putting down 2 Nexuses outside the creep, that's pretty ridiculous there. So yeah, OGN going up 2-1, and I